Movie review, The Party. Let's talk about one of the recent Nigerian releases on Netflix, The Party. This mini-series falls under the crime investigation genre, and it features some of the most influential and talented actors in the Nigerian film industry. If there's one thing that truly stood out for me, it was the acting. Most of the cast delivered their lines with depth and conviction, except the actress who played the detective. Her performance didn't feel natural or seamless. It felt overly dramatized and forced, which made it difficult to connect with her character. Standout performances. My favorite performance in the film was by Kunle. Every scene she appeared in was captivating. Following closely was Ayoola, who also did justice to his role. Observations that didn't sit right. 1. The father's reaction to his son's death. I found the father's reaction unconvincing. For someone who just lost a son, there was a lack of emotional depth. I'm not saying he needed to break down in dramatic fashion, but his demeanor simply didn't reflect genuine grief. If you've seen the film, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. 2. Shafi Bello's eye makeup. Shafi Bello is an exceptional actress, and she effectively portrayed grief, pain, and anger through her eyes and body language. The costume, eye makeup team didn't need to exaggerate the redness under her eyes. It felt unnecessary and even distracting. 3. Could have been a movie. The entire story could have easily been told in a 2-hour film, rather than stretching it across 3 episodes. It felt unnecessarily drawn out. 4. Weak detective work. The detective's dialogues were far too weak for a crime drama. And let's talk about the investigation process. Someone is murdered, and though we hear mentions of forensics and autopsies, we never see critical steps like collecting fingerprints. Characters who were clearly in close contact with the victim, like Uzor's character, Ayoola's character, Kunle's character, and even the work colleague who drank with the victim were never shown being tested or questioned thoroughly. And that twist with the detective suddenly concluding it was someone with a special fingerprint because the suspect was rubbing his thumb. That just didn't make sense. Finger fidgeting could mean many things, and assuming guilt from that alone was a weak payoff for a crime story. 5. Revealing of secrets felt amateurish. The story was packed with secrets and twists, but the way these revelations unfolded felt amateur and unrefined. The delivery could have been handled with more finesse and tension. 6. Kunle Remi's character arc. Kunle Remi played Bobo, who goes to a tenant played by Femi branch in an attempt to gather leverage against his father. Somehow, this tenant knows all the family's secrets. And even more strangely, he's willing to share them with Bobo without any clear backstory or motivation. It felt too convenient and underdeveloped. Final thoughts. The Party ticks several boxes: creativity, excellent acting, great editing and picture quality, entertaining comic relief, especially between the male characters, but where it falls short is in storyline depth, story delivery, investigative logic. I personally rate it 6/10. It's worth watching for the acting performances and production quality. But if you're looking for a solid crime thriller, you might find the investigation aspect disappointing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section if you've seen it. I'd love to hear your take. The detective didn't know James' character murdered Bobo simply because he was rubbing his thumb. She knew because his thumb had some sort of mark. I think a birthmark or something like that. Not because he was rubbing his thumb. She actually noticed the mark on his thumb. Lara Janet Akindrado, I know. That's why I said special finger. But did you see the whole drama in her discovery that, remembering the finger, looking at him in the television? My point is just fingerprint test with the 4 persons to be seen with him before his death against the ones on the glass of the wine could have joined the job. A better highlight of how she found out would have sufficed. I'm faulting the weak detective plot to uncover the murder. In fact, even the mother's prophet and the mother remembering the words he said was a better highlight in uncovering the killer. Well, at the end of the day is perception. Maybe I have watched too many better crime movies. So, when it comes to detective and investigating story, fingerprint is just one of the weakest use right now. The story is good, but the detective work is weak for an investigating story. Try C Department Q. Strangely, you are the first person I have seen that rate the movie 9. Highest I have seen is 7. I will go check other sites online and see their ratings. And most times rating is based on the genre as well. When it's crime and investigating, the expectations is high, and so to get even 8 the detective work must be good.